Hey folks, it's a beautiful day, and it's Canada Day. I've been trying to make a video for the last hour or so, and I've been kind of struggling with it, and the message I'm trying to deliver is a little bit difficult, and it's very easy to get lost and wander off into different tangents. I've been thinking about a bulletin that was produced yesterday by our national office of the writings of Marian Pollock, who's a lifetime member out of the Vancouver local, as well as been reflecting on what it means to be Canadian. And part of the thing that I've always felt that makes up part of what Canada is that we struggle not just for ourselves, but for others. Our values are those of one of the group, that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Star Trek reference. But I think that's important, like whether it be our struggle in human rights, struggle for disabled people, our struggle for justice, both at home and abroad. I think we've largely been on the right side of. Those struggles are not over. They're always continuing, but I think we've largely been on the right side. And I think that we've, as a union, have been largely on the right side of history in our struggle for the betterment of the human rights, for justice, all of those things. And so what I'd like to do is just read to you what was written by Sister Marian Pollock. Just give me a sec. So today is an important day in the history for current and retired CUPW members. On June 30th, 1981, CUPW members from sea to sea to sea went on a nationwide strike. One of the main issues in the strike was a maternity leave top-up, or paid maternity leave, so that women could not lose money when they took leave to have children. 42 days later, the strike was settled, and postal workers won maternity leave. This was historic not only for postal workers, but also for both the labor movement and for working women. Other issues that CUPW achieved as a result of the strike were improved vacation leave, part-time paid meal periods, limitations in installing of closed-circuit TVs to monitor us, and improved health and safety provisions. The strike of 1981 was profound. Paid maternity leave was an important issue, and it had the support of the vast majority of the members, most of these people who would never be eligible for maternity leave. The strike for paid maternity leave was also important because it taught us lessons in reaching out to our allies in the women's movement. The 1981 strike also created a new generation of committed trade union activists of all genders. Marian Pollock says, "For me, I was so proud of CUPW and its members. It made me realize that we could improve women's lives through collective bargaining." So today, June 30th, 2025, remember the fight of your union sisters, brothers, and friends for paid maternity leave. The realization that most of the members would never benefit from maternity leave is rather staggering. It's just something that never occurred to me, and I'm glad that Sister Marian Pollock pointed it out, that most of the members who fought for this leave already had their families, or most of them, and that this would benefit future workers. And I think we're at that point right now where the corporation's coming after us and they're trying to divvy us up into future workers versus current workers. So the most Canadian thing I think you could do would be to reject this offer. It's an attack on the future. It's an attack on the future workers of CUPW. It's an attack on the future of the labor movement. By setting this precedent, if we accept this, then the government will be forever looking at this as the solution to everything going forward. We've already had our struggles in law, and part of the reason they're not using back-to-work legislation is because it will not get them what they want, because we've defined what back-to-work legislation can be used for and how it has to go forward. And that's been the struggle of our union through the labor movement, through the CLC. The reason why we have an anti-scab legislation is because of the efforts of the Canadian Labour Congress. These are not things that have been given to us. And I think it's just important that we acknowledge that there is a bigger struggle here than just tomorrow. There's a struggle for the future of labor. Happy Canada Day.